Hello, and welcome to the Entrepreneur Happy Hour podcast. Join us weekly as we chat with entrepreneurs and small business owners from around the world. These men and women share with us not only their expertise, they share with us a little bit more about their business and their journey in hopes that it will help someone else. Grab your favorite beverage and let's talk about business. Hello, and welcome again to another episode of the Entrepreneur Happy Hour. This is the time where we talk to entrepreneurs and small business owners who are experts in their field to tell us a little bit more about a particular topic. Our topic today, we're going to be talking about ideal customers and identifying your target audience. And I'm so excited to have our guest with us here today, Julie Ritchie, who is the mastermind behind the business called Do Business Like a Woman. Julie, thank you so much for being with us today.
Oh, you're welcome, Kimberly. Thanks so much for having me.
Well, I know you and I have chatted a bit outside of getting ready for this interview, and I'm really excited about your business and what it is that you do. So, if you don't mind, just sharing with our audience a little more about your business, how you got started, and how long you've been in business for yourself.
Yeah, sure. So, as you say, my business is called Do Business Like a Woman. I help female entrepreneurs to attract all the clients they need through a step by step proven process combined with activating our feminine powers of super attraction. And so I believe that it's time that we invite feminine energy back into the way that we do business. And what I've seen this do for women is just create a different, really yummy feeling way of attracting clients into their businesses. I have been in business personally in this niche for about 6 years, doing business coaching, supporting many women as they build their businesses, nail their messaging, and so on. So it's just something that I'm really passionate about, and I see what it does when a woman entrepreneur starts to really attract clients in and get momentum and have a process to follow.
Definitely. Well, that sounds very interesting. So, I'm really excited to get an opportunity to chat with you today to ask you a few questions to help all of us out, those of us who are maybe aspiring entrepreneurs, those of us who are maybe newbies, or those of us who've maybe been at it for a while, but maybe we've kind of balanced, I don't want to say juggled, but we've balanced being an employee and an entrepreneur at the same time. And maybe we're taking the step, a leap of faith, if you will, to kind of try to hone in and do this as a full-time thing. And I know, as women, we have a lot that we balance or
Mm.
have to try to bring in harmony together as mothers, as wives, just as caretakers. So I'm really excited to hear more today about our target audience and ideal customers and all of that. So the first question that I have for you, Julie, is why do you think identifying your target audience and ideal customer is important for entrepreneurs and small business owners?
Such a good question. I have seen time and time and again where entrepreneurs resist getting really clear on this, and it always causes problems. I work a lot with what I call solopreneurs. So, single, when I say single, I mean, it's one person quite often in a business. So like coaches, virtual assistants, freelancers. And they are frightened that if they narrow down and try and talk to one niche or one person, that actually they're going to miss out on clients. However, my experience shows me that the opposite is true. So many times I've worked with a female entrepreneur, and she wants to help everybody. You know, her service, maybe she's a life coach, and her service can help everybody, but nobody is responding. She's posting on social media, she's putting stuff out there, but nobody is picking it up. Nobody is getting on a call with her. Nobody is asking about her services. And so I work with her and I encourage her to really narrow down. And I actually have a document and a process that I take people through, which gets them to identify one person as their ideal client that they will speak to. And we go through things like what brands that person likes, you know, whether they drink tea or coffee or green juice, you know, what their daily routine is, whether they're a mother, their income range, all those details, just to get so clear. Because when you, here's the paradox, is that when you speak to one person in your marketing, you attract many people, you know, for all different people. But when you try and speak to everyone, you attract no one. And I have seen that
Mm.
time and time again. So it is so important to, yes, know your niche. So, you know, that would be for me, for example, female entrepreneurs, usually at the beginning of their businesses, coaches, VAs, freelancers who are looking to attract clients in. So you need to know your niche, but then also just getting clear on the person that you're talking to and what she loves, you know, what keeps her awake at 3 o'clock in the morning, what she's worrying about, what her deepest fears are, as to relates to your offering, and what her biggest desires are as well.
I think it's really interesting that you say speak to that one person, and just get very specific about that one person. I've been reading and studying a lot recently about authenticity and storytelling. And hearing you talk about that one person, I'm sure it's easier for you to be more authentic because you're not trying to talk to all of these different people at one time. You can really kind of speak to the pain points that that particular person may be going through and the solution that your business offers for them. So this is
Exactly.
some
Yeah.
really great stuff, Julie. So
Definitely.
next question for you, what have you done in your business to identify your target audience and or ideal customer?
Great question. So, the signature system that I teach now as part of Do Business Like a Woman was developed on my own experience. And obviously, I went through a coaches training program a number of years ago, and I have also worked as a virtual assistant and an online business manager. So, I've had various different experiences of this online world that we're in. You know, I've supported in my role as an online business manager. When I was doing that, I supported many women with six-figure businesses. So I really saw behind the scenes of what worked and what didn't work. And then I've taken everything that I've learned, and then through my own experiences of building my business and what has worked and what hasn't, is really how I developed the process. But what I have done is my own process. So I literally start with the client avatar document, and it's quite a hefty document. You know, there's a lot of questions on there, and at first it can be some guesswork. You know, people don't always know, and so they're filling it into the best of their ability. Then I actually have them do market research, and I did the exact same thing in my business. Have market research, so go out and speak to the people who they think are in their niche or their target market. And I did this through Facebook. I went into Facebook groups and I asked people to connect with me for market research interviews, and in return I gave them something of value back. And then I just asked them, you know, what are their biggest fears when it comes to building a business? What do they want the most? And the whole time I did these interviews, I was writing, taking loads of notes, and I was noticing the language that people were using. And what happened is people were using the same language would crop up again and again, you know, and the same problems would crop up again and again. So always, you know, I need to get more clients. How do I get more clients? I need to get more leads. I need a system for generating leads into my business. And I'm feeling really overwhelmed. I don't know where to start. When I sit down at my computer each day, I don't know what to focus on. And so I was noting all this down, and it really informed my messaging and helped me to fill out that client avatar. so that I could just talk to her in my marketing. And it's amazing then when you create a post on social media and you're saying really specific things like, you know, grab your green juice and sit down, put down your copy of the 4-Hour Work Week and come and listen to me, because I've got something for you. Would you love to know how to get all the clients you need into your business? And she's like, how does she know I drink green juice? How does she know that I'm reading that book? Like, you know, or I might be talking about, you know, certain people, spiritual practices. Personally, I talk a lot about Eckhart Tolle, Marianne Williamson. And so my people know that I'm talking to them because that's who they're into as well. And so that's really the process I went through in my own business. And then I created a Facebook group I just am such a fan of Facebook groups, because when you have a Facebook group, you have real contact with the people in your community and you can ask them in real time for feedback. Like, what do you think of this offer? What problems are you having? And so I'm a big fan of developing a Facebook group, and I teach a strategy all about how to build that up and how to get new people into that and on your email list. So that's been my process that has worked for me in my business and that I now teach to others as well. So.
Wonderful. Well, it sounds like you are full of knowledge and information. So, my next question for you is, are there any books or other resources that have helped you that you recommend? I know you mentioned Eckhart Tolle and Marianne Williamson, and she's the author of Our Deepest Fear, correct?
Yes, and A Return to Love and A Woman's Worth, and I think many others. But yes, she's just somebody who I respect very much. She's actually an American politician now, I believe. But
Oh, wow.
yeah. So books, great question. I mean, I'm a big reader, so it's. But yes, Eckhart Tolle, I rely on his kind of YouTube videos almost daily to just keep myself present in the moment, because as entrepreneurs, I'm sure you can relate, we have so much going on in our minds and it can be overwhelming. So just staying present is really helpful for me. Along the same lines, Byron Katie, The Work, I love her stuff, her books and her YouTube videos. What else is really good? A book that I've read recently, which is actually about network marketing, but I didn't realize that when I bought it, and I found it so helpful anyway, just in terms of marketing and sales, is let me see, I think it's called Get Over Your Damn Self. excuse the cuss word, but it's called Get Over Your Damn Self. And it's all about kind of getting out there and being visible and marketing yourself and putting yourself in front of the people who need you. So that's been a really good book too
Oh,
recently.
wow. That's great. So, just a bit of a personal question, kind of staying right there. How much time do you personally devote in your business to, sitting down, getting focused, getting clarity, all of these things that you help your clients with? How much time do you personally devote to this area?
Yeah, so I have been in a business program recently, and I always believe in being coached. It's one of my values that when we're building a business, we always need to be coached. And so the mentor I'm working with now encourages that we spend half of our time that we spend on our business actually marketing. So I aim for that. So I'm spending 2 to 3 hours every day on my marketing and getting clear on my messaging and my strategy. And to be clear, marketing can be things like arranging networking, it can be arranging workshops, it can be working on my signature talk, it can be posting on Facebook, doing Facebook Lives, all of those kind of activities. But really the ones that will actually make a difference, because so often when people sit down, they don't know what to work on. So I'm spending a lot of time on those things each day, Monday to Friday, 2 to 3 hours every morning. And then I spend my first sort of half an hour in the morning when I get up and I have my hot water and lemon and my cup of tea, and I'm journaling and just connecting with spirit and having my kind of, spiritual time then as well. I don't actually meditate personally, but what I do aim to do is really bring presence into everything I do. So often during the day, I just stop and remind myself to take a conscious breath. and really get back in the present moment.
Oh, that's really great. That's really great. Um, Well, I want to thank you so much for all of those tips. And I'm sure some of the listeners in the audience may be curious to learn more about you and find out how they can kind of connect in with you. But before we tell them more about your business and how they can reach you if they want to work with you, is there anything else that you want to share regarding this topic today?
Um, is there anything else I want to share? I think get support. You know, community is so important. Who you surround yourself with. There are there is a lot of fear and doubt that happens when we are female entrepreneurs or any entrepreneurs, you know, doing this thing. It's not called the entrepreneurial roller coaster for nothing. So, you know, there are going to be times when fear and doubt consume us. It's part of the journey, no matter what level that you're at. And so, you know, just make sure that you have a loving community around you of entrepreneurs who get you and understand the journey that you're on, who can support you. Have good mentor to guide you, and just know that, you know, fear and doubt is part of the process. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't be doing it. And I think just nail your message. Keep issuing invitations. It's so important to issue invitations, loving invitations, and just keep going. You know, if this is your dream, just keep going.
I love it. Just keep going. That is a message that many of us need to hear. Some of us quite often. Just keep going. The road is rocky. It's like a roller coaster, like you said, right? And that excitement. I was talking to one of my former coworkers last week, and she was just so excited about this journey that I am taking again into entrepreneurship, and not having to kind of divide my time between mom and employee and entrepreneurship now, to just be able to focus on building something where I can spend more time with my family. And she was just like, are you excited? Is it like the anticipation? Like you're going up the roller coaster, like you know it's coming and it's like creeping up, like, and then it's just like, whoa, and then just, and I think the most important thing, like when you say keep going, and I think about that roller coaster, I have a visual where I can see that yes, it's up, but it's down. But just as quick as it goes down, it can come right back up. You just gotta
Yeah.
keep that momentum and you gotta keep going.
Absolutely. And, you know, bravo to you for taking this step. It takes courage. And, you know, it's hard to juggle. I've been there myself in the past, you know, juggling a job and all the things we have to do as women and looking after pets or children or whatever, and then trying to build a business. So it can be tough, but yeah, I think just keep going. You know what's in your heart and what is supposed to come through, and so you'll be guided. And just make sure you have the support though, because that's so important.
Oh, definitely. Coaches need coaches too. Right now, I've got
Yeah.
two coaches on my team, one of which is also my yoga instructor. The other has a few of the same certifications that I have. And it's a man, actually. And so he actually challenges me like a big brother. And he's like, oh, no, wait, you avoided that question. You did not answer me. He holds me accountable. So I think it really is important to have that support, whether in the form of people who are able to coach you and come alongside you, whether it's mentors, accountability partners. I think all of that is very important. And so,
Mm.
speaking of the importance, and I know that's a lot of, what you do is provide support like that. So, I would like to give you an opportunity just to share if you have any upcoming opportunities, promotions, anything like that. Share a little bit more about your business and how people can reach you and find you on social media to connect with you.
Sure, yeah, thank you. So my website is dobusinesslikeawoman.com, and if they go over there, they can get a free video series, which is called 5 Steps to Fully Booked, and actually takes them through a series of videos about how to get clients and how to fill their practice. I also have a free Facebook community, which is growing every day and is so supportive and so fun. It's called Do Business Like a Woman, so you can search for that on Facebook. It's a group. You can request to join. It's free. And inside of there, I share all my offerings and different things. We've got a virtual summit, a free virtual summit for entrepreneurs coming up, where I interviewed lots of female entrepreneurs with amazing businesses to learn from them. So that's coming up. That's completely free. And we have an in-person event in London, UK, happening on the 7th of March. And again, that's a free event as well. So best thing to do, get in the Facebook group, and then you'll see everything that's going on.
Wonderful. Well, to all of those who are in the United States and maybe you can't get to that event in London, I encourage you to be a part of that Facebook community. I'm a part of that community, and it really encourages and inspires me. And so, thank you so much for creating that space and for sharing all of the information that you share. And thank you just so much for adding value to so many women who are trying to do this journey and just need a little bit of support and encouragement and mentoring. Thank you so much, Julie.
Oh, thank you. And thank you for having me on the show. I love the title of this podcast. I think it's brilliant. And thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate it, Kimberly.
Oh, no problem. Thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing you grow and flourish in your business this year. All right. Thank you.